For those that are just listening to the podcast and not watching the video version of it, we are going to include kind of a link in the description to go to the Body Piercing and Tattooing channel page, and we'll have photos of each of the tattoos that we're talking about. To get there, look in the description. There'll be a direct link, and that way you can follow along at home and enjoy the wonders of these terrible tattoos. It's time for Q&A in the Kitchen. It's a podcast YouTube series where tattoo artists and a piercer talk about some of the more common topics and questions, etc. Those that collect tattoos and piercings and those that do them may have. Brought to you in part by Skin Kitchen Tattoo and the Axiom Body Piercing Studio. Today this is like part 2 of us reacting to not so great tattoos.
Yeah. Maybe tattoos, SOS tattoos.
Or what were they thinking?
Yeah.
But just to let you know who the panel is today. All the way over there to my right, your left, is Jimmy St. John, tattoo artist at Skin Kitchen Tattoo. Directly to my right is Jack Lowe, tattoo artist and owner of the Skin Kitchen Tattoo. And then right over here is Brent Starr, tattoo artist at Skin Kitchen, and I'm DaVo, piercer and owner of the Axiom Body Piercing Studio. All right, so if you haven't seen the other one, go back and watch that one because it was pretty entertaining. I had a good time.
Good stuff. Good stuff.
Kind of breaking things up a little bit. Yeah. If you guys enjoy this, definitely give us a like and definitely tell us
if you want to see Mo.
If you want to see more of these, or even submit stuff for us to look at, that might be entertaining. Too.
Or even maybe even your artwork. If you are drawing something to get tattooed, or you're a tattooer and you want to critique on maybe your drawing or the tattoo to maybe help it that's missing something like that. That'd be, I think we'd be willing to give our notes on that. Absolutely. If you'd be interested.
We'd be happy to give our creative input.
Yeah. You use us as a well of knowledge. Or something to laugh at with your friends. Go, look at this guy said.
Because that's the underlying point of this, even though we're kind of making fun of things. But at the same time, it's like we've always tried to have more of an educational edge to it, and that's our main priority.
Yeah, this is not to boast about anything at all. This is just to really, it's a good excuse for us to point out things that maybe wouldn't be noticed by the average Joe who's either getting a tattoo or doesn't know why their tattoo doesn't look as good as they wanted it to, something like that. But if you pay attention, we hide knowledge in there.
Yeah, it's also a good reference for those that you're entering the alien world of body art for the first time, and it can be very intimidating.
Yes, and this is kind of fun for us too, and it's a different kind of angle on our normal show. So if you like it, cool. If you don't, then you know what? Just shut your mouth.
Go to the next
shut your mouth and shut up. No.
Just go to the next episode.
Right. Anyways,
so let's start with our first picture here
we got.
of a tattoo.
Man, I can only assume that's a cover up.
I'm sorry, Mr. Jones. It's cancer.
Talk about...
It looks like a frog being held up. Stick them up.
Damn.
Get them up, dig them.
It's supposed to be a crab.
Oh, is that what that's supposed to be? I mean, that's not even having crabs.
It's
good.
Okay.
And it looks... Oh, my...
It looks like a tick.
It kind of makes me want to vomit on it. And, I'm not just saying that. Honestly, it gives me a little bit of an apple in my throat. You can tell that he used a very big round to try to pack that in. And why would you pack that in?
And why would you position it up there, or the way it's positioned?
Because it's just straight up his back, right? I mean,
it seems like the
totem just,
Yeah.
Why would you try to take creative license and make a crab not look like a crab?
Yeah, I mean, the reference is sweet. It would have been a great upper back piece.
Absolutely.
But he didn't decide to do that.
So we're going to make it a whole back piece, and we'll just stretch that down. Just maybe the thought process in that?
Yeah, I guess. Like, I don't know, tick or flea or...
Yeah. it's a
Parasitic
frog, like
nightmare.
a frog
Yeah, it
kind
looks like
of.
it's frog kind of being stuck up.
Kind of looks like Frogger with pinchers and
Yeah.
Because it's not wide enough,
it's not.
and the
it's-
eyes are off center.
There's a lot of.
You're
wrong
pointing
with
out
that
like
thing.
details. The entire
The whole
thing,
is bad,
is not quite
and
like
you're not
the
covering
original.
it up.
Yeah,
You are not covering that up.
I don't understand
No.
how that could happen.
That
I don't either.
I would
it's
guess.
on his back, and you didn't see him doing it.
I would
But
guess
you
that
wouldn't-
is a poor cover up.
You wouldn't check, and you can't tell me that guy sat for the 50 hours it took that guy to get that as black as it is, that he didn't take a look along the way.
All right.
Yeah.
He got to look
mean-
in the mirror at some point.
How?
I mean, outline.
Okay,
Yeah.
okay. So
Into
if it
the
is,
shading, into the
so
first day.
if we go with the idea that maybe it's a cover up, how bad would have the tattoo
Yeah,
been?
and I can't really see anything that right off that they're
Well,
covering.
I see that there's some
Is there?
darker areas in the
Yeah.
center that maybe there was something, and it was probably maybe a light.
That would-
or, I don't know. It's hard to tell.
Smaller frog in it.
It,
Yeah, like
Looks
there's
like
a.
it's got little hands that
So
come
that
up.
was a cover up of the original. Oh boy,
It's
see,
it's a-
that's
he's giving a piggyback.
Is a frog mounting a crawdad? is that
Dude.
what, are we seeing like
a crayfish,
snuggle?
maybe.
Oh.
struggle snuggling?
I would not trust my
Yeah.
decisions if I was that guy.
That's rough, man. That's dark and
That's
looks like it was painful too.
that's gonna pay for a laser guy's Maserati that year
Yeah.
because
Yeah, because it is.
Man,
It
that
does
is
have like
just-
right around the lower back. There's like these kind of squares that he tried to darken, or they
maybe he had like a tramp stamp as they call it and decided anything's
I
better
bet it
than
was
that.
better than that.
Right?
Could
and
be.
those poor legs. I don't think
Yeah.
those could
Yeah, they
support
look like a little
anything.
froggy. How? I mean, I don't get
I
how
don't get the anatomy of that at all.
a person who
It looks like a frog has crawled on top of a
Oof.
crayfish.
It
and is
looks-
raping it.
it's done so poorly, it almost looks like fur, like texture,
Yeah.
like you could touch it and it would be raised,
Yeah.
and it
Yeah.
might be. Man, that
It
look
probably
at those
is.
eyeballs. That is just the
Yeah.
dumbest.
It
And that
almost-
had to take a while. I mean, he's not a huge person, but still,
No,
that's
but good God.
look at those That's a nice ass you got there on your tattoo there, buddy. Yeah, it does look like maybe there was some. There was lettering. Oh yeah, a crooked ass lettering under there.
So I'm guessing it's an X's name, maybe.
It looks.
He got one in county jail. He tried to get it covered up at his buddy's basement after county jail at the halfway house.
Yeah.
And
Oh yeah,
It's
I know how to
written-
tattoo.
Crooked
I
and
got a tattoo gun.
yeah,
Yeah.
it's
Bought
fuck,
it on
dude.
Amazon. I guess
Right.
see if your buddy's bought a laser yet. Try that out on you.
Just cover it with a black tattooed on tank top.
Yeah. That's
You
one
know?
option.
That's an option.
Just tank top
And
that
when you mess
shit.
that up, make it a turtleneck.
Ah, zing. Yeah, that sucks. That's
because he could
that's-
take the original design and put it above it right there in that spot.
Yeah, then you've got
But
the
why?
retard worshipping like
Yeah, why?
the good one.
I would say space, the final frontier. Just try and
Yeah,
use
try
that
to use
black
space or
as
something in there.
open space.
Put a big like one of those speech bubbles from the comic books that just says "roar." Fill in that spot, like yellow and red.
You can do like a
That'd be
cityscape, like
great.
he's the fucking attacking.
Yeah.
Like, the
Yeah.
creature from the poop lagoon.
Or put a bunch of like 1,000 more behind him, like standing just like that, like they're at a concert and they're cheering for you. You're like, wow, these guys love me. Look at that. Hey, everybody.
We have chosen our champion.
Put a guitar
Yeah.
that he's holding up.
Oh,
or
a guitar. That could be
or a
cool.
saxophone.
Or crossing
yeah.
swords,
His
we could
Ghostbuster laser.
Yeah, there you go.
we could go
Lift
just
a dumbbell.
Yeah, he's one. Yeah, and put like in the
working out. He's
background
on
like
Muscle Beach.
heavyweight,
Yeah.
lifting championships and
And do the old timey one with the balls on the side, not the
Ooh,
slats.
boxing ring in the background, like he's
There
in the
we
boxing
go.
ring.
Yeah.
He just won, like yeah,
Just
He
knocked him out.
definitely skipped a leg day.
yeah.
Yeah.
That's what I'm thinking. Boxer, it's a lot of core and upper body.
Well, when you got that many back legs. You know?
I mean, there's not enough days in the week for leg day.
No, I mean,
Yeah.
that's like a lot of legs to do. And
That's a rough one.
Or make that like a
And
cape.
it seems to take 8 of them to hold him up.
You could make like that a cape coming off of it, so he's like, heavyweight
So,
fighting coming out.
Do crabs even
Yeah.
have 10 legs and arms?
I didn't
don't
count
know.
them.
Yeah, there's 6 on 6, 2 on the bottom, and then 2 on the top. That's 10.
That's good math, though.
Yeah.
That's great math. I don't know, DaVo. The rest of it was so hideous, I didn't count the legs. I just went right
Or-
there. It's awful.
Or we do cigarette holder in one pincher, martini in the other pincher. I'm just spitballing. All right, can we
One
not look at this
monocle over
anymore?
one of those
Let's move
eyes.
on to the next one.
You got a monocle in one of those eyes. Just
Oh, absolutely. And put like a ballroom in the background, nice chandelier.
black tie affair.
This one.
Oh,
we got?
now you got Jesus
Oh.
wanking your meat.
Oh.
That's why he looks like disgusted. He's like, I'm looking
He's got to
away.
hold that every time you
Look how
pee.
ashamed he is.
Oh, it does look shame.
Oh my.
Dad, what did you do
He
to this
doesn't want
guy?
to be here.
And
I'm here for eternity, thanks.
Well, at least he's been eating spinach.
I just, good God.
So now you have Jesus like feeding you and helping you with
Go to
your
the
zipper.
bathroom.
It gets awkward in the bathroom.
I don't
Jesus
know, man.
wipes your butt.
And of course, if we're shortening and the shading and the
it's
arm.
supposed to be
News
that
is-
he's also nailed to the cross, like his arm turn. Is that what they were trying to
Jesus'
go
arm
for?
like
His-
turns
his
into
hand.
his hand.
Okay.
Yeah.
The,
And it can be done cool and look
Yeah.
pretty neat.
It can
but
be. This
That's
was
not one.
No, this one wasn't done that way.
Failed.
Really lost it in the elbow.
Well, the
of
good news is you could probably, the anatomy is really bad.
perspective, I think.
Or
is
like
Yeah,
Jelly
the
Man.
perspective
Have
is
you ever
on
seen
that one.
Stretch Armstrong? It's kind of like that.
Yeah.
Like when all the stuff comes out.
Yeah. When it's
Oh, yeah, the
when you
syrup
pierced him.
leaks.
The
Yeah, you
jelly.
scissored him.
Yeah, did you ever? I had 2 of them. The first one I got left in the car.
Oh, no.
Froze. And I like went to. You try to warm them back up, it doesn't work.
I think
They just
curiosity.
snap.
Yeah. Curiosity got to me on one. I'm like, what is
Well,
it?
they were
Didn't they
one
have
of
like a
those
monster
toys. They
one,
only
too?
really had one use, and
Well,
then
they
after
had-
you've done that 800 times, what do you do?
It was for upper body strength.
You pulled on it with your friends. You pulled on it by yourself, or you smacked somebody with
That's
it.
what I'm
or-
saying. After a while, it's just kind of like,
Yeah. Then you got older and you realized you had a penis, and you did that with that. I'm just kidding.
what, smacked your friends with it?
No.
It's not
Well,
that.
some depends on.
It's
if
not
they
that
were,
kind
you
of
know,
podcast, Jimmy.
depends on, you know,
Jimmy Dean.
back from that. I mean, you could turn it into like Bob Marley or something, or
No,
Can we hold
either
them
way,
off the joint?
But I don't think I want anybody handling my junk or wiping my butt.
The
or,
best thing you could
know.
do is to at least make it a chick, and then it's still going to be awkward because she's got man hands.
And that nose is something.
Yep, it's
And the hand. The
I mean,
hand's
the whole
awesome
thing's.
too.
I mean, the jelly.
So do you think
arms,
that
the-
hand matches the person's actual hand?
Yeah, that's what it's supposed to
That's the
supposed to.
idea.
Do you think it's
That's-
that? Do you think
no.
it's that like goofy looking?
And that's this ridiculous thing about the picture. They didn't even show the person's hand to really finish off
How
the tattoo
ridiculous it was. Yeah.
because the person's hand is part of the tattoo, and
Yeah.
they
That would
cut
have
it
been
off.
the best part of
Yeah.
the tattoo.
Yeah, that would have
That
sold.
would have looked realistic.
yeah, because if he had like that
Well,
little whopper,
let's not.
if he
go
had
that.
little hands like the Burger King commercial, that would have been hilarious.
Are his eyes so
Like a little
shut?
baby hand or something.
Yeah.
Wouldn't yours be if you had to give
I
a
mean,
guy
if
his
you had to
hand
look-
jobs every day?
Come on, dude. Don't make me watch this. I hope he's a right-handed
Oh,
dude.
yeah.
Oh,
That's
you know
his
you
left
go
hand.
stranger from time to time.
But
Yeah.
I mean,
The Simpsons kind of hand on the arm on the one side,
Yeah.
like that really just doesn't kind of help this whole
it doesn't match
situation.
Popeyes.
There's a
The
lot of things
perspective
that
is
don't
very, very linear. It just goes straight across where it needs to, recede. Man, that is.
If I had to fill in the speech bubble for this one,
It's already there. It's
it
in
would
red.
be, hey man, I ain't got it. Hey man, I ain't got your shit, man. I don't know.
It's out of my hands, man.
I don't know what's going on,
It's
man.
out of my hands.
Like you got the wrong guy.
the bullet hole looks pretty cool.
Yeah.
mean,
If
that
he's
might
like
be,
gangster Jesus or something.
That's not what
That's
he's
a long
going
way to
for.
go for a bullet hole.
Oh.
Yeah. I think. Well, that's supposed to be. But
Stigmata.
there's no nail in that one.
And it's in his wrist.
yeah.
The way I read the story, it was in his palms.
Well, there's a little
They
bit of
keep
debate
moving it
about
around.
that if you put
Right.
it in the palm.
Yeah, you'd have to put it between your two
Right.
bones
Yeah.
to hold you up
Otherwise
there
it
because the
wouldn't hold.
hand.
It would tear.
That does make sense.
Which also most of the.
But it looks like he got down because there's no nail. It's just a hole.
I mean, if they drove it all
I
the
mean,
way
it
through,
was
it was
Jesus.
what assholes?
He probably could have just like
I think
pulled
that
them out with his mind and stuff.
It's well, if you do it in the palm, it'll just pull right through.
Well,
they
I-
also
yeah.
would put rope around the area and bind it to keep it from.
and we don't want there to be any,
More crucifixions.
misunderstanding. We
Yeah.
are not agreeing with crucifixion at all.
No,
No.
We think it's a terrible thing.
awful.
It would hurt real.
Yeah.
real bad and
We'll just point
suffocating
out how
to
this one was
death over a
tattooed and
3-day
portrayed
period. Doesn't
incorrectly.
sound fun either.
Yeah.
No, and I mean dealing with a dead body is no one likes it, but then to have to remove them from this cross and it is not a fun thing. Don't do it. I know it seems like a good idea.
It's not.
Mm-mm.
I've never met one person that's been crucified that was like, yeah,
That liked it.
I'd
Yeah.
5 stars. This is just a piece of shit, people. I mean, the hair is like bacon, like he's got bacon head.
Yeah, you
and
can't tell where the cross starts and stops, or the thorns start or stop, or
completely
It's the fish lip,
zero
duck face
understanding
kinda.
of
The perspective,
the
Light
face is gonna
source
fall out.
and like how
perspective.
badly it's done reminds me of like hippie art, like the Keep On Trucking dude.
yeah.
You know what I'm talking
Yeah,
about?
Right,
with
the
foot
big
coming out.
crumb.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Oh, that'd be. See if we could see his hand and he was doing that. Oh, wouldn't that be just offensive as all shit? Like I'm all right. I'm all right. I'm good.
I'm good.
I'm hanging in there, man.
It's like Buddy Christ.
With Keep On
Right.
Trucking behind
Dog-
it.
It's like I'm in the zone. I'm in the zone,
I
man.
got this. I got this.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I would.
We need to do one on somebody's leg with the keep on trucking dude, where that's your
Yeah,
foot.
dude.
Where it's coming out all
I'd
big.
move. I think. If someone, I'd probably set up an appointment for him to fix it because I would be I couldn't say anything else, and then I'd move away.
So yeah.
I don't know what to do with that. Is
Laser. We got a card with some people that we know that do lasering. Let me put you in touch with these gentlemen. And
there's not a lot there because really the lower third or quarter of his arm, really, there's nothing there.
You could make it into
how do you feel about Polynesian?
Fear
Heavy
and Loathing.
Polynesian, or, yeah.
You could do a really cool landscape with
Yeah.
it. You know,
Yeah.
mountains, streams,
Mountains, rocks,
trees, birds, and
silhouettes.
Yeah.
you know. So
Sounds
you
like
could
you could
cover
do
it, but man, I couldn't make it look the way I would need it to look to feel okay with that.
No, I couldn't fix that.
You know,
No, you got the arm already.
No.
It's locked in there.
I couldn't
Yeah.
convince myself to just to make kind of the style
It's
that's in look
done.
better and feel like
No.
I deserved
Not
money
unless it
for
was like
it.
a landscape and you couldn't even tell it was there.
Like you
Yeah.
do landscape and you do 3 crosses in the back.
Well, I'm seeing it like I'm seeing it.
Sun.
I'm saying we steer away from the religion.
I'm saying bring a horizon line down through here with some trees, boom, 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 boom,
along
boom.
the hairline.
And then this is, like coming towards you, coming down the hill with some other little breaks. And then you've got water cutting through here, boom. And then bring out a little land here with some trees and turn that arm kind of into the water, coming into the foreground with some rocks and some bubbly bullshit coming off of the rocks. And then you've already got the sun, moon, star, whatever you want that to be up there. So you can make a day or a night.
yeah, it'd be
and-
hard. The adjusting the clouds would be a little weird.
All right.
Yeah, but you could do it easily because
And you could make that sun look actually round.
yeah.
Yeah.
Or make it into a midnight or
Yeah,
full moon.
or
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
clouds kind of drifting across it where it ain't circular.
And that would look cool and would cover it, but
Yep.
I don't
Or you
think
could
it would be Christ on the cross.
tattoo your whole hand yellow and then make it a Simpsons character, Jesus. It's just the eyes aren't
I
there.
mean-
You know?
I mean,
It's
the
the
tattoo's going to
commitment.
be there forever. It might as well be as good as it can.
And,
Yes,
yeah.
exactly.
Yeah, I say go yellow.
All right, Simpson Jesus
All right,
all
let's
the way.
move on to the next fabulous one.
let's try the next one.
Yeah, we have
Oh, speaking of
landscape.
lands, oh
Oh,
Lord.
look, somebody got a pickle.
Oh.
A pickle with a little bit of mold
everybody's a
growing off of it.
pickle. Is it like a Halloween tree full of bats, or
Yeah.
a rocket ship surrounded by bats?
It looks like what their kindergarten kid cut out of construction paper and glued to another piece of construction paper.
I mean, I don't want to sound like an asshole, but as a tattoo artist,
Oh my
No, what
god.
I think it is.
How-
I think it is.
how-
It's a secret lair for a villain.
if you yeah, it's like dark vagina land working up. It's horrible, dude. This is the continent, and these are the black rivers running away from it. No,
Gotta be a
teeth.
cover-up.
Oh yeah, it's horrible. But like, how do you?
I can put a tree over
Of all the things you can't tattoo a effing tree.
Well, at least they just did
Like
one
it's a tree, dude. Yeah. That's the problem. They didn't even do that one well.
Yeah.
And
You didn't have to do multiples. Just
can do-
one.
this-
Just one.
a single silhouetted tree does not a tattoo make.
No, it does not.
No.
Now
No.
you can kind of get away with it with like the other trees in the picture
Yeah.
they were going from, more of a deciduous tree.
Yeah.
But like an evergreen silhouette with no other
Especially when you
values.
pickle shape it.
Well, that's beside the point. I'm just saying they were doomed before they started.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And there's a lot of bad
You
choices.
can make it
there.
into a really cool zombie mouth, like when it's coming from the side.
Yeah.
All nasty teeth.
Aqua Teen
Stitches.
Hunger Force.
Stitches, yeah.
Didn't they have like a character that was kind of shaped like a Christmas tree?
Not that badly.
Yeah, you could turn him into that.
Yeah, maybe.
Man.
I like.
Shake and fry over there with the meat wad.
I like the.
Does it look like a cover up?
Yeah. Well, it doesn't. To me, it
Can you
doesn't
see
look
anything?
like a cover up.
If it didn't, it is now.
Yeah. Right. I don't see anything underneath.
Oh, it's going to be part of a cover up.
But, yeah, it's going to be.
Yeah.
I almost see like the the scream face, like the underneath there somewhere. But I don't know. Maybe I'm just.
I think those are holidays. to be
Yeah, I
honest
think it's
with
just.
I think that's just where Dave's
bad
out.
saturation.
Circle.
on the 12th day of Christmas.
I
The thing
scarred
I
the
always
shit out of
think
this
is,
guy.
is somebody looked at a fern tree and thought it looked like that.
Yeah.
I mean, it's abstract, I guess.
I mean,
If you look at a picture, like on the left, and you in your mind think it looks like the one on the right, you
got
might
some
want to check
serious
yourself in
reality.
somewhere.
Mr.
and do
Rorschach
some,
would be very disappointed.
Rorschach would be very interested to talk to you.
Reality check.
yeah.
They got a couple tests for you over at the hospital.
Yeah.
get a cool room.
And by test, we mean handcuff you to a fucking bed. Yeah.
Some
That's,
electroshock
I
therapy.
think this goes back again to that the artist not really seeing what makes.
I don't think that artist
look
sees anything.
neat.
it is a cover up. Now that I look at it up close.
There
You could
is
have covered it up
something
with a
underneath
forest
there.
without making
Yeah.
a pickle.
Yeah.
There's lettering under
Yeah,
there.
I'm telling you.
You don't have to use a big old pickle for that. No.
Nobody
Yeah.
wants to be pickled. Don't get pickled.
But see, and that's the misconception with cover-ups. It's like cover-up. We actually cover it up. You know, that's...
Well, that is one way to do it.
You're hiding it. You're hiding
I mean,
it.
by
somewhere.
definition, it is covered.
Yeah.
But you could have had a piece more like the one to the left and covered it just
yeah.
fine,
Just
Yeah.
and not
better.
done that.
Especially if it's lettering or a name or something like that. Like
Doesn't matter what
mostly
it is.
lines. You know, well,
This
yeah,
is not an
just-
artist's mind. This is not
No.
someone who's
No.
able to do it yet. I mean, I'm not saying that they can or won't or aren't
no,
now,
no, they might get
but
to
at
it,
this time they
they were
did
not.
not click the button they need to
no.
to make it not look
They
really
were not
bad.
passing art class on that at that time.
And so, what do you do as an artist when that comes in the door?
You go in the back and snicker and giggle so you don't do it in front
You
of nobody.
leave. You go out the back door and leave.
It kind of reminds me, they have like cell towers in Seattle.
You want to have
that
some
are
big
shaped
eagles coming
like-
to it,
like
so yeah, for
fern
natural
trees.
habitat.
Right, right.
Yeah.
That's what it reminds me of.
For natural habitat, not to disturb them and stuff.
Yeah,
Yeah.
so it blends in supposedly. They're totally...
Yeah, if you don't
stick
know
out.
it's there, it's fine.
Probably could save
Didn't see
that
it.
and do like
You'll
mountain
fall
scene
for it.
with some water and
Yeah,
kind of work around and make a nice
I think it's my taste.
forest
I
So
think,
around
I
behind
think-
it
I
and
think-
stuff and kind of save it. But
Basically, you have to Dr. Seuss this.
yeah, I would, I would do landscape, but instead of having the horizon line down at the wrist where it originally was, you're going to have to bring up.
yeah, it's going up and
You're going to have to bring it way up, so you have an excuse to soften up all those tentacly diamonds.
like
I
you're
don't
close
know.
to a side of a mountain
maybe a
or a
river.
cliff, and then you're looking on beyond it.
And they are just shooting
Yeah.
straight out, not giving up.
Either that or turn it into a sea cucumber, maybe.
Yeah, actually,
There you go.
Actually, you turn that all into like a...
Davo's
ocean
going
thing.
underwater with it.
big black sea cucumber.
Yeah, he's going to continue to make it worse. See, this is what this is what you would get from somebody who doesn't tattoo.
You know what I think I would turn it into looking like necrotic tissue.
Yeah.
I would make it look
Make it a
like it's
zombie
a
bite.
hole opening up in his arm and turn this into like it's rotten
Yeah.
flesh is and bring it all the way up the arm and you even use the birds as create
Yeah.
gashes and holes out of them and just have a ball with making it look just gross.
Falling
You could make a very realistic, gnarly,
Right.
permanent makeup kind of deal.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It
Absolutely.
just looked like
that.
its arm as the skin is just
Yeah.
rotting away.
Yeah.
And if you weren't interested in that, then you can go somewhere else, fucker.
Oh, to the guy
But
with the laser.
it's going to be hard to get an artist to be excited to cover that, I think. I mean, maybe not as hard as I think. There's a lot of us out there, but a lot of artists are
If
going
you were
to mess
open
that
to
up
do
more.
Yeah. If you were open, I'd like to cover it up. But if you're not open to like
Yeah, if, doing
Interpretation
something like
and
that, if you
full
could be
stuff,
into it,
yeah.
I'd be down. But
Right.
try to use a portrait to cover it. I'm not
No,
your guy.
not happening. No.
Yeah.
And you're not covering it with a name.
And,
Could I just
and-
put a cross over that?
No.
Well, as crazy as it sounds, there
Yeah.
are artists out there that would and more than likely could cover that with a color portrait. I don't,
There are.
whether longevity, all that stuff, but there's
Yeah, it's
seemingly impossible things
$3,000 an hour. You give
that
them
can be
most.
pulled off from time to time. Now, finding an artist, finding that person, and I don't know, but I wouldn't be your guy, but
And
I could make it look.
And I'm guessing if you have
neat.
this tattoo, you aren't going to take the time to find that.
No.
Yeah,
And-
you probably paid very little.
Exactly.
I would hope.
That's what I was going to say. The person who
nothing.
got the tattoo obviously didn't want to pay somebody who's our caliber on the
No,
of tattoo artists.
look at this guy.
To to what you get on the other side there. It's
Yeah, there's a lot of mistakes made by a lot of people on that one.
yeah,
But
mostly the customer.
all right, maybe
Next.
next.
Next,
Oh, here's it's a turkey sandwich.
What is happening? Did he get burned?
no, you'll, you
Yeah.
have to see
A
the
victim of
thing.
burning.
He did get burned, just not like you think.
And this is a really common one that most people, I guess, outside the industry, it's always been a common joke.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, well, yeah, that character, what does it mean? It means strength. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
I know that one.
And the reality is they'd go down to the Chinese restaurant or, whatever restaurant that cooked Asian food and go, hey, can you just draw me up some characters?
Well, I mean,
And
at
sometimes they boost them right off the menu.
least it's been read and easy to.
I have
cover
a
up.
story that's exactly that. I have a character on top of my right wrist. I had a little spot there to fill, and I was working in Chicago, and we had this Chinese character book, and I was flipping through it and looking for a character. It just seemed like a good spot to plop something like that. So flipping through, just looking really just for the shape of the character and the looks of the character, not really caring what it meant. And I ended up on to butcher or kill, like to process meat.
Yeah.
I'm like, okay, good enough. So I one day downtown, which is now Fong's Pizza, but it was a Chinese
It's a
restaurant.
very
before
good
that.
one, in my opinion.
Right. And I was in there getting some food, and it was always very, authentic people there. Like,
They were
that
like the third or fourth generation that owned that restaurant.
Yeah.
The oldest restaurant that was running in Des Moines continually.
So yeah, it was pretty legit seeming place. So anyway, the waitress go, oh, she looks at my wrist, and I'm just going to be this so racist, like Asian accent. It's going to be great. But anyway, she go, oh, that mean to kill. And I go, oh, yeah, to butcher, to kill, or whatever. She go, oh, she's looking at me. She's got me figured out now, right?
Yeah.
And but I'm thinking, yeah, that book was right. That's pretty sweet. So, but she go, what do you do for a living? I go, what do you think I do? She go, drug dealer. And I was on a date, so that was funny. And but yeah, that was for a good laugh.
That's
but
great.
it did give me confirmation that it was in the realm of what I assumed it
That
was.
worked out good.
So yeah.
Not as
It
cool as
didn't-
turkey sandwich though.
No, it's not turkey
Man.
sandwich.
Not turkey sandwich.
It would have been, if I was thinking, it would have been though.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah,
It would have been
totally.
something, But like I said, the book I was looking at is pretty neat because it's set up in like how they look. Now that probably goes with the root of the word or something,
Yeah.
but it kind of had this root character, and then it would build on that character.
Yep.
So it was a neat way to find the look of the character you wanted, because you could go down and build onto it or make it less, and it would mean all these different things.
but it looked, aesthetically.
I was just looking for the shape and just the look of it that appealed to me. And But yeah, so it could have really been anything. It should have been something just random like stove or shoes. Maybe.
I always thought it would be fun to get the whatever kanji or whatever character for illiterate.
Yeah.
Because I can't read it, And honestly, it doesn't even have to be illiterate. I could be like, it says illiterate. I can't read it.
Yeah, but I don't know. You have to tell me, what does it say? Yeah. And then if they know, they'd be like, I get it.
And it's always that kind of thing that you risk whenever you take something from another culture and put it on your body.
Yeah.
That is going to be misrepresented.
Yeah, you're borrowing it.
Yeah. So it's like you really got to
well, if you don't speak it, you got to trust whatever source you go to. And if that source is a book or a person or the guy that's clearly not of an Asian descent at all, or is giving you an idea that he even knows where Asia is.
Right.
If you get that person to do it,
yeah.
So, verify.
And I've seen it in reverse. Like I've seen punk rock T-shirts from Japan that have like minor threat and then have like a giant swastika.
Yeah.
The two don't match.
They don't
have anything to do with each other. It's just punk.
Yeah, they just see the image
they
in
see
that
the image and they use it, and like over there, the swastika is different than it is.
It's a wholly
It's a whole.
But yes, it's an innocent mistake, but it makes the person look pretty foolish. But that sucks. But at least you got it in red.
Yeah.
I mean that.
Be easy to cover up.
I mean that you could cover that with anything.
When I went to Japan, man, they wrote my name on everything. Every time they got a marker, I had to catch them because they would like write my name and
in
kanji
or
that was cool.
Characters.
This your name. This your name. I'm like, cool. Quit writing it on everything. Stop it.
All right, enough about kanjis. On to the pussies.
Let's see. What?
Oh no.
Yeah.
Oh no.
Nailed it.
Is that a big bad Rottweiler sneaking up behind somebody, or
you know how
what's happening?
You know how when you make a copy on a copier, and then you make another copy of that copy, and then a copy of that copy of the copy.
Yeah.
Gets a little watered down after.
Yeah.
That's what's going on here, and it can happen pretty easily when you're reproducing something, because depending on what process you're using to transfer that image onto the skin, you can only get so much detail. So you have to abridge and grab what you think you're going to need along the way,
right?
And what's going to be legible along the way. So it's easy just to go, well, I know that these lines I made are right. So, as long as I just kind of stick to that, I'll be okay. Well, a lot of times when you're doing your outline, you're not thinking exactly like that. You're thinking, oh, well, I'll obviously know that this line is on this side of that shadow or this.
Right.
And if you're not experienced, you're extra stressed out, no sleep, whatever it may be, it's easy just to, follow the lines. And I think that's kind of what happened here. It's, that's nice. I can see where you were going, because if you look at the overall shape of the lioness in the front, that's the overall shape of the head, but there's values in there that you need to take that shape and create those other shapes out of it, but you just left it as an egg and didn't put in the cheekbones. You didn't sink the eyes in. You didn't, form a muzzle. You just you shaded it like it was an egg, and boy, does it look silly.
It's just wow.
Yeah, it is silly.
Nice cover-up edition with the big black spot off to the side.
You guess you could bring it up on your cell phone.
Yeah, I was just going to try to do that.
Go into the folder and check it out.
Crap.
It's
something else. I know. I saw it earlier.
I'd like to see it healed.
Because it's so dark right now because it's fresh.
There's a lot of look at the fucking head on that lioness. Jesus.
Oh, my God.
The top of the head is just...
I am only going to...
Huh?
Yeah. That's partial,
Whoa.
The artist took a bigger bite than he could swallow. And that area is certainly not an area to do a piece like that for someone who doesn't have some hours.
This is like the Bloodhound Gang did a tattoo.
Oh, yeah.
It's definitely got that position.
Yeah, and It could be repaired to an extent, I think, but like that's why I want to see it healed. I bet it softened up a lot.
Yeah, it probably did. You could turn that into a baboon, a cool ass baboon tattoo.
Yeah.
Turn that lower lion into a snout and put some gnarly ass teeth coming up and maybe a warthog.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah, I could see that.
Something,
actually.
Because it's gonna fade a good little bit, especially in that female lion.
Yeah. I'd like to see how dark that lion got.
It's unfortunate that the star. Oh, okay. I guess that's a mountain in the background.
Oh, is there a mountain?
Is there a mountain?
Yeah,
in
there's
there?
a mountain peak to the left.
No, that's his
There
ear,
was a
dude.
star.
Is that an ear? Because it was a star.
No, because see, look
it
at
was
the
a
lion.
star. It's a cover up. They covered up a name and a star.
The
up
lion
there.
ends up. In the
It looks like it,
Oh yeah, it is a
That's supposed to be a
mountain.
mountain.
On the original picture, that would have been about where his ear is.
Yeah.
That's
what
what I
was
thought.
John Candy's character's
Unless
name?
that's a mountain in the picture.
Oh, when he was a
Spaceballs?
Mog.
Oh, he's a
It was
barf.
Barf.
A mog, yeah.
I'm my own best
He's his
friend.
own best friend. Half man, half dog.
Yeah. That would be a.
I'm getting a definite Mog feeling.
Yeah, he just got
It's Barf.
completely
Whatever.
he got completely lost and overwhelmed, and I mean,
Yeah.
especially you can tell on the
Where did the yellow
lion in the
brick road go?
background how the white on the brow goes all the way across the brow and down
Yeah.
to the side of the eye, and then in the tattoo it's just
It can
black.
be a little
Oh.
overwhelming sometimes doing a cover up, and yeah, I can
Still keeping
feel
your-
where he was kind of trying to focus on. All right, we're gonna cover this up, make it look good, and somewhere
There's no
it
cover
just
up.
started
Well,
to
not in the face.
knock
No, the
his
star over by where the main's at.
confidence level
Yeah,
down.
to the left.
Pretty,
Right.
pretty
He had
bad.
some lettering or something on his ribs, and they covered it with the mane. Yeah,
So-
that could excuse the punk rock hairdo, but not the face of the lion and
Or
the,
the egghead.
and the big egghead.
Well, I'm wondering if he did the same thing on the other side because the phone's blocking, so you can't see.
blocking what?
See where the phone,
Oh, yeah,
because
coming
that-
off the other
what
side.
he covered.
Oh
it
yeah,
looks,
there is a line there.
It looks it's
on
a
the
mountain
outline.
range,
Yep.
right?
Yep.
And then what is that thing? Like a cherry or something? Or is that a semicolon?
Oh, sticking out?
Yeah.
No, it's the beginning of a letter
Oh my God.
in a mirror. So it's like an R or something at the end of a name with
Yeah.
a star above it.
Trash polka.
And then it's got a couple little flourishes underneath. Yeah, it's real. It's real bad.
We got a Jim Dandy coming up.
Oh
next, though.
boy.
Oh boy.
Oh boy.
You guys already saw
Did we?
Yeah, well here it comes again. Do you know, like, if you ever taken a picture and run
Oh.
it through a stencil machine and just got like,
Yep.
the
Just
over-
let it.
just let it just blob. That's
Am I
exactly,
pretty?
That's exactly
pretty?
That's exactly what they tattooed. They ran it through a cheap ass stencil machine, a photo of her, and they just stenciled it and tattooed the exact stencil.
Don't I look beautiful?
And this is a prime example of what happens when you get lost in
Oh yeah.
when you start getting tunnel vision as an artist and not paying attention to the overall, because the mouth the mouth is the dead giveaway, because
Yeah.
the lip in the original is dark. You've got the teeth that are light, and then you've got inside her mouth, which is
Dark.
not in the tattoo. It's not.
Nope.
So then they're stuck, and then they're looking back going, okay, below that dark is light. So, there's the dark, there's light. So that inside her mouth now becomes the teeth in your head. So you fill the area which in your mind at the time is inside the mouth, but now you just give her a glow in the dark tongue with no bottom lip or bottom teeth, and now you're fucked. Because you
Well,
can't.
I mean, you can see on the tattoo where he actually tattooed in the shade lines for the side of her face.
Oh, yeah.
Like, it's like he drew a stencil. He tattooed the stencil
Yep.
exactly how the stencil came.
Like I said,
I think this is
yeah.
I think this is the perfect platform for a Buffalo Bill Silence of the Lamb tattoo.
Yeah.
The robe. I mean, he's already got the
wearing
flowers. Give me back
some
my
lady's
dog, you bitch.
face. Yeah. And he's like, I look so pretty.
Oh my God.
Would you?
I think I
would.
would. See, I would.
I'd put the lotion back in the basket and try to ride that fucker out. I got a fighting chance when I get to the top of the rope.
That looks pretty small too.
I
You
hope
know,
so for their sake.
Oh man.
So yeah, depending.
Yeah.
But mixed in, you've already got some roses there. Easy peasy. Just expand your. Well, it just expands your bouquet a bit. Cover it with flowers. You know. And
Yeah.
and what is this? I don't know. That's maybe you just got the giggles.
I got the
Anyway, but
Every time I
Maybe a
look,
big dung beetle in there.
so it's like hello.
I'm beautiful.
how you doing, Sailor?
She needs a hand up behind her, like
No, she needs a thought balloon or a
Yeah,
little
thought bubble.
quotation thought bubble thing.
I'm fucking pretty.
just says hey.
Bitches hate.
Oh yeah, that is really really too bad.
Yeah.
But
Sailor, how long you been out on leave?
You need that womp womp womp.
yeah.
Eyes fuck with me. 'cause she's
Yeah, it's the eyes.
cross-eyed.
It kind of looks like Don Knotts.
And drag.
Yeah.
A little bit.
Oh my God.
Yep.
Andy.
That
Mr.
is
Roper would have never went for that.
out of his comfort zone for sure.
Yeah, definitely.
And was like, well, it's really small. We can do it like, just like black and white, just kind of like silhouette. Like, oh, that'd be cool.
Like those 80s paintings.
No, it won't. I'm going to fuck that up too.
Like the 80s paintings where it was just like the eyes and the lips. And,
Yeah.
Remember those?
Yeah, like the Nagel kind of
Yeah.
designs.
Exactly.
Yeah. Oh, boy. Sorry, bro.
Missed it.
Yeah.
It's swing and a miss.
That's.
Is it
you know,
Is
but
it cake?
you could make it.
No, it's not.
It's somewhat. Oh God! If it wasn't for that mouth, but
Are you saying it doesn't have a pretty mouth?
it don't have a pretty mouth,
She got some pretty eyes though.
and her eyes
You're
are
not
just,
going behind the shed to pray. You don't got a pretty mouth.
Oh, and that's where they boned it, and that's where the cross eye comes from. Is her left eye, her eye on the right. He reversed the positive negative, so he filled in
Yep.
where the highlight was and left the eyeball open. And again, now you're fucked because you can't fix that.
I think he had some problem with that stencil because just seeing that line of where the shade should be and like kind of just
yeah. One of
okay,
these
we're
is right and one of these is wrong.
Well, we're just going for illustrative
Not like the other one.
ink style.
We're just gonna ride it out and see where it stops.
Way too micro focused. They were being way too micro focused on all the little kind of things, and so they're like, "Well, I'll simplify it," and they didn't.
But this is the way it is on the stencil.
Yeah,
It'll turn out the way I want if I just follow the stencil.
they were trying to work within their comfort zone instead of giving the client what they wanted,
Yeah,
and
it's-
that would have been directing them to an artist who could have
I don't
really done a good
understand
job.
Yeah.
How did the jawline continue up all the way up to her forehead?
Well, that's because when he's looking at it on his photocopy, not off of the
okay.
screen, that's where that block of shitty shading kind of stops.
And
if
see,
you were
this
to,
is when when people ask me, like, do you tattoo? And I say no. And they're like, oh, it's just tracing. It's like, no, it is not just tracing.
Sure.
yeah.
What about all that other stuff that makes it look alive? Oh, it's just tracing.
And typically, the things that people think are simple are some of the hardest things.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, every time.
Yeah.
Circle.
Yeah. So,
One little single pass circle and one straight little line.
Yeah.
On this part of my arm that's never straight.
That
Yeah.
dynamic of a face looking up, that is a hard thing to nail in
The chin.
in any kind of art scenario.
yeah.
And the nose.
but especially tattooing.
Yeah.
And because the
it's-
reference doesn't have a full.
well, it's not an angle that the human mind that you see a lot
Right.
that fills in. So when there's a shadow that's just off under here, it can make the chin look huge or disappear
Yeah.
or stick. It's real. There's some subtle little shadows you got to nail. And if you don't,
Very
it
difficult.
changes the
Yeah.
just shape of the face completely. So yeah, it is tricky.
So
Kind
do
of
you
like
think?
John Candy on Nothing But Trouble.
Yeah.
Yeah.
When he has to play the sister.
Yeah. What was it? Dan Aykroyd with
Yeah.
Big Trouble. in
Oh,
Little China
yeah,
and all
yeah.
that stuff.
Yeah. Just
Yeah.
Right.
And
Yeah,
It just
that's
morphs.
What I love is that she became a brunette.
Well, there's that. And she
I
kinda
didn't-
looks more
yeah.
like
One
I
of the
Love
most
Lucy now.
iconic blondes on the planet.
Again, he flipped the negative.
yeah.
And fucked it up, just like in the mouth.
Yeah.
But he didn't flip the negative on the lips.
Yeah.
So if he would have left the lips open, blacked the teeth,
Yeah.
left the mouth open like it was,
That would have made more sense.
Yeah.
then it would have worked,
Yeah.
and it would have been kind of would have worked with that negative thing,
Right.
and maybe not looked cross-eyed, but
But,
but he did the same thing on both eyes. He filled in where the highlight should have been, and left the dark area open, and flipped her eyes, and now she's a retard.
you went from Maryland
I
to like,
say turn her
I don't know.
into a.
it kind of looks like,
Yeah, I
Yeah.
turned her into a
I mean,
zombie.
she could be a zombie Little Debbie or
Buffalo Bill.
Dorothy or I Love Lucy or
Again.
Maybe
Leatherface.
kind of a Betty
Krueger.
Boop kind of a thing. Maybe
She could be a
kinda just-
cowardly lion.
I don't,
Oh, I can see that too.
it's okay to say no.
She could be a juggalo.
Yeah.
Oh,
You could do a juggalo or a
do some
cowardly lion.
Fago bottles
Yeah.
squirting everywhere.
Yeah.
Yeah. Or
I
yeah,
can
put an
see
arm
that.
out, holding the Fago bottle, dumping it on herself.
Yeah, I like that idea. That's
Yeah, a little concert.
She
going on
does kind of
behind
have
juggalos.
I'm refreshed look on her face.
Fresco.
Now, and one thing we should probably bring up is I'm guessing how small this was made it more difficult. than it would have
It
been
seems
if
to
it
be
was a little bit
small,
large.
and
I mean, if he had done it any larger, it'd just been a bigger mistake.
right.
This guy, yeah,
Yeah, and I think
or this gal, or
Whoever.
I would assume that
Them.
this artist used that fact to hide their skill level.
Mhm.
And well, it's small, so we got to do it like this.
Right.
No,
nope.
No, you didn't.
no.
And if it was too small for the detail, you should have told the client that, hey, we need it bigger, or I'm not doing it.
Yeah,
Well,
and ethics comes into play,
Yep.
and bills, and
all kinds of stuff.
So yeah, and choosing the right guy or girl at the right time, and
so how big?
where's the blame lie? Who cares? It's
Yeah.
it can be fixed and made to look a lot better.
How big
Do you like the
think
Wizard
it
of
is?
Oz?
And I don't know. It
I wanna
like
say
makes
it's
me.
probably-
Be like micro, like this big.
No, I mean it
No.
could be
I
like
think it's tennis ball or smaller.
it could be like
Okay.
that because it's on the it looks like an arm.
It
maybe
it looks
Oh,
like
okay.
rib cage skin to me.
Oh, then it is larger.
Look close at that, Jimmy. Doesn't that look like rib cage skin?
Oh no,
It's not arm or pot. I don't even think it's a leg. Might be a calf going, and that little shadow at the very top left might be the back of a knee.
So it's not small.
God damn it!
Not small enough.
It's got that curve right at the bottom too. Like if you look at the bottom left.
We are examining.
Yeah. So this almost looks like an armpit. This being their back, this being their chest and stomach, and that. But I don't know. Hopefully, it's very small.
Could be a calf.
Possibly.
Either way,
yeah.
it's too
Could be a
big.
calf. Either
So,
it's wrong in any size.
but that would make it easier to make look
Right.
better, in my opinion.
Right.
You've got more
Oh, yeah.
room to embellish. And,
Absolutely.
Yeah,
Oh,
Than it
yeah,
being
you got a lot of
smaller.
room around that.
Yeah. If it's this big, I mean, shit.
Yeah.
One little thing and
It's gone.
it changes.
There
So
you go.
yeah, that's a rough
Well, that
one.
was fantastic.
Ouch.
All right, so I think we've done enough. I'm just thinking like it's gonna be hard to do this if you're listening to audio. What I'll try to do is I'll try to post on the, I'll put a note at the beginning or something. I'm gonna post it on our website so that you can go to the Body Piercing and
Flip through with us.
channel and go through each one through 12.
Maybe mention that at the beginning.
Yeah, maybe I'll go back and record that part.
Yeah.
Anyway,
Yeah.
other than that, thank you for watching. Here's hoping all your tattoos and piercings heal with ease and without a single issue. And if you're in the Des Moines, Iowa area, we'd all love to see you for your tattoo and body piercing needs in the future. Have a good day, guys. Hope you enjoyed this.
Be good.
Bye, guys.